This is a 1911BB made by Crosman. This is a $40 repeater with spare mags costing $10 for two. This gun is what I like to call a scaled down commander style 1911 that weighs 12.5 ounces, so nowhere near an actual 1911. For all the specifications I talk about in this review, see this video's description to see a Google sheet of this gun specs and all other gun specs I have reviewed as part of Gabby's Airguns. You'll see guns from Season 1 and Season 2. Before I continue with the rest of the review, subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to see next week's review of a Beretta Elite 2 made by Umarex. This gun surprised me, and you'll see why next week. The 1911BB uses a 19-round plastic universal magazine. I'm eventually going to do a video on what I like to call the universal airgun magazine, and when I do, click on the gray card in the corner. The universal mag is a great magazine that is cheap and reliable. I prefer the metal version because I think it's more durable, but both will work in a pinch. To release the spring, all you have to do is push the tab at the bottom of the magazine and it will release. I trust you'll figure it out. This gun has molded in sights that are non-adjustable. This is pretty standard for guns in this price range. This gun has a rail on the frame with the safety on the starboard side of the gun. On the port side, you have the magazine eject. In my rounds per CO2 cartridge test, I was able to get 114 shots, or about 6 magazines worth. On the penetration test, the gun was able to get through 38 sheets of 20-pound paper at 12 feet. I recommend looking at this number in comparison to other air guns, so check out the Google sheet in the description. 38 sheets is low. For the grouping test, I shot at 12 targets at 12 feet, making 3 shots per target. I measured the distance between the two farthest shots, and then took the average of all 12 targets. I was able to get an average grouping of 1.25 inches, which is not very impressive, but standard at this price level. I measured the trigger pull on this gun, and it was around 6 pounds, 8 ounces. The trigger is not bad at all. Not impressive, but not bad. My biggest discovery when it comes to the 1911BB, however, is that it is identical to the Crosman Mark 45 and the Crosman C11. All three guns are the same internally, they just have different exteriors. This gun is Gabby approved, even though all of its stats are lacking. It has low penetration, low accuracy, and a low CO2 supply. But since this gun is essentially a C11, I give it a pass because the C11 was really easy to use in the chicken house. And if you want to see me using the C11 inside the chicken house, click on the link on the screen. Click on the right to see the next review of a Beretta Elite 2. Click on the left to see my last review of a Mark 45. To see all my other gun reviews, see this video's description for a list. If you want to see the best gun I reviewed for Gabby's Airgun Season 2, click on the other link in the screen.